Hi, welcome to the Oak Trader Report, October the 20th. Just thought I'd cover some stocks in the gaming sector in America. The first stock up is Entertainment Gaming Asia, based in Hong Kong, ticker symbol EGT. Been watching this one for a while, got caught out here a little bit, thought it would go higher. I did sell about 70% of what I held, and then it came back down again, and I've still been holding on. It dropped down below this consolidation level here, but I think it's just touching these pivotal points here where my mouse is, and I'm looking for this stock sometime in the near future to take back off. If you draw a line here, it cut it here, but as you can see, it's dropped below the consolidation of the last year or so, which is always a negative sign. So we just need to see how this develops. Once it does break this line and moves above, say, the $2 level, I'd be a lot more confident in recommending this stock. It does have some very good base action behind it, so I am still confident that this market has further to go in terms of an uptrend developing. We could easily see this market in the next 3 years or so move up to around the $6 to $8 level. Ticker symbol UWN. You can see here massive downtrend broken where my mouse is. Nice base action here, 1, 2, great double bottom, multi-years apart, which is always a strong sign. And if you draw a line here, this bit of action here has broken this gradual downtrend. It looks to be developing all the positive signals to develop an uptrend sometime in the next year, subject obviously to what the main markets do. It may have a little setback, but overall, in terms of looking for an independent stock to buy at the moment, this one's had some very decent base action, and there are some heavy professional buyers behind this stock, holding this stock here and supporting it at these low levels. So these types of people obviously aren't infallible, but again, the percentages of those types of people losing out, the ones that have bought here and held the market, are very slim, and that's why I have a lot of confidence in this market moving above the $2 level sometime in the next year or two. We could easily see it push up to around the $6 to $8 level. Ticker symbol PTEK. Again, massive downtrend being broken here on the 5-year weekly, and this action above it is the action outside of that downtrend that was broken. You can see it's become nice and boring where my mouse is here. Very low volatility, very boring market, just what we like to see before a market takes off. And here's the monthly chart. Again, if you notice the parameters, it's only $2, which indicates the extreme tightness of this base. And if you draw a line along here, the gradual downtrend has been broken with this action here. This is always a good signal that the momentum of the technical position of the market has changed now. The people who needed to accumulate the stock have accumulated it, and they're getting ready to push this market up to much higher ground in the next year or two. We could easily see this stock around the $6 level to $8, and from the amount of power that's been developed in this base, I would say that this could be quite a big run upwards, but we will have to wait and see. Ticker symbol GPIC. Big downtrend broken. Draw a line along the consolidation area. This little bit of action here is poking up outside of it, which is a strong technical position. Although I would say that this isn't great accumulation action in comparison to the other chart, it still represents an opportunity. And you can see the market curving around. It may well have a setback to 6, but if you are looking for a little bit more of a speculative opportunity, this one looks to be quite good to go to 10 or 12 in the next 6 months to a year, and this one looks to be taken off already. But again, you always have to play these trades with the mindset of what can go wrong. Paul Tudor Jones used to lecture on that on his PBS documentary, that us, the public, we're always considering how much we can make, pie in the sky figures of how much we can bring in, where what we should be doing is focusing on the downside. When we make a trade, we must think about the worst case scenario in terms of what may happen and what may go against us. But again, with this market, the technical position has changed and it's jumped above this consolidation area of 2 or 3 years. So that's always a good sign that maybe the market will continue upwards from here, and you won't have to wait around for the market to accumulate further. Ticker symbol WMS. I like this stock on the daily. Look how tight the formation is here after having a huge spike up from 16 to 25. The market has been going sideways with a gradual tendency to move upwards. Very, very tight market. My next guess on this market is that it's going to move higher from here. And this is it on the weekly. I just wanted to show you this because it's like a head and shoulders formation. If you look where my mouse is here, you've got the shoulder. If you draw lines here, this is the head. It's an upside down head and shoulders, but that's always a good reversal sign, although it's not infallible. Again, I remember seeing a US dollar index head and shoulders, I think back about 13 years ago, and that broke away on the downside. So they're not infallible when you see these head and shoulders on the 5 years, but definitely whoever's holding this market up is very confident that they'll be able to sell the stock that they accumulated here to halt the downtrend and push it higher. They're very confident that they can push it higher and unload their stock at much higher levels. Right here, this action where my mouse is indicates to me that they haven't been unloading their stock, that this market is very tightly controlled, and that's why I believe it will go much higher from here, but again, always watch out for the downside. Ticker symbol PENN. Just wanted to show you this fantastic base action back here in 95, 96. Broke on upwards, made some decent percentage gains, but fell down again. And sometimes if the people that have accumulated and sponsored the stock at these low levels and they can't get enough enthusiasm and they don't see things as going their way, it could be a multitude of reasons. They'll bring the stock down for another accumulation session that sometimes can be a multi-year level. But again, you have to be patient with these markets and wait for the downtrends to be broken. If you look where my mouse is here, that was a good signal, and the sideways one as well, where it breaks up to the second step where my mouse is here. Again, nice little shakeout to get people the wrong side of the market, and the market develops into a nice uptrend. And around here, I would say if you look where my mouse is here, the 45-degree uptrend was broken just about here, and that's the signal to move out of the market, that the downtrend, the technical position of the market has changed. And especially when you see parabolic moves upwards like this and wild volatility, even though that wasn't that wild, but the move beforehand from say $42 all the way up to $62 was quite wild at that particular time. A nice shakeout, and then you've had an uptrend that's began. And I would surmount that if you draw a line here along here, you get to around 65, I think it was, and the market definitely, I believe, is distributing and will have a lot of volatility at that level, and it's one to watch to short in the future. Now moving on to the ticker symbol ZNGA, you can see here the downtrend that's been broken, and if you draw a line along where my mouse is, you know, once it breaks that $4 level, that will be the signal to go long. And sometimes when it breaks it, it has a spike up and then gets people negative by having a shakeout because too many people are following the trend. It just all depends. Different markets, there's always different tactics, just like on the battlefield. Not every general uses the same tactic every time. So if you draw a line where my mouse is here, breaks it here, this action here is signaling to me that the market has moved above this multi-month consolidation area, gradual downtrend, and this is a good signal that the market may be ready to explode on the upside. And it's quite a new stock, a new release, and I always like to see that when new releases come out and they've got a lot of public participation. They rope the public into buying, the public are on the wrong end, and it comes back down again, and then this type of base action is designed to induce the public to sell out. Once they've sold out, the market will move back up. The same thing happened with Facebook not not so long ago, and it didn't have as long as base action as this, because there was obviously people that were a lot keener to move it up. A lot of people had money involved in that market, and they wanted to see the market move upwards, and they didn't want it to be tarnished with too negative a brush by holding it down too long. But if you look at Facebook, it's very similar to this type of action. Ticker symbol BYI. I just wanted to show you this great base action here. If you look where my mouse is, broken downtrend here in 2001. Great signal to confirm the end of the base, the end of the downtrend. Technical position of the market has changed and it moved higher. I believe this stock here, if you draw a line, say up to around 60, 65, once it breaks that on the downside, and if we see in the next 2 or 3 months some volatility here where my mouse is, we can easily see this stock move back down to around 45. So if you are long this stock, I'd start being extremely cautious, just because of this parabolic spike as well, and the action here signifies to me a little bit of distribution as well. But once it breaks that downtrend, this uptrend here around the 65 level, that will be a definite confirmation that the technical position has changed. Okay, ticker symbol SHFL, Shuffle Master. Again, on the chart we're seeing very, very tight action after a breakup upwards. And again, when we see this, it usually, on the probability side, says to me that the market's going to move higher from here. The people that have bought haven't been selling out because we're not seeing volatility and wild swings. Okay, Wynn Resorts, Steve Wynn, WYNN. You can see here a triple top at around the $170 level, 175. This market signifies to me that it's topping out. If you draw a line where my mouse is here, all the way up to say 155, 160, once it breaks that on the downside, that will be the key to sell out. We should see some volatility here, some distribution, if it indeed is a top. But just these parabolic spikes from 120 all the way up are signifying to me that the professionals are trying to induce the public to buy into this particular stock, and I can see this moving back down in the next 6 months to a year. In terms of the price, I wouldn't be confident of it holding its level, and I'd be looking for this market, as I said, to shake out to around the 120 level, 100, maybe even lower in the future. Ticker symbol LACO, again big downtrend here, technical position broken by this gradual downtrend. The market, if you draw a curve, it's curving around very nicely. This action signifies to me that it's breaking up out of this consolidation area. So this looks to be a good signal that this market's ready to have some action and move upwards. But again, always be prepared for a shakeout and to be patient. But it looks to have some good base action behind it, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this stock sitting around the $6 to $9 level in the next year or two quite easily. Empire Resorts, ticker symbol NYNY. You can see the parameters, big $50 parameters between the lines here on this particular chart. But if you look at it on a weekly or a daily, there is some decent accumulation that's happening, and I would suspect that this market is curving up, and we could see this easily sitting 25 to 30% higher from where it is now today. Subject to a few setbacks, but it looks to be, if you draw a line here, lots of downtrends are being broken all over the place, and this looks to be a market where the technical position is changing, and it looks to be a good candidate to have a run upwards in the next couple of years. Okay, I'll speak to you soon. Over and out for now, and over the next couple of days I'll be uploading some more videos as well. Take care, bye for now.